This episode is going to be a little bit different than other ones that we've been doing so far in the past. And this one is going to look like, well, I know we try to be positive all the time, but the fact is, normal everyday life has its lumps and bumps. And so we're taking a look at grief and how we're going to come out on the other side. And grief can be a combination of things. It's not just sadness from a loss of a person, but it can be a loss of a relationship. It can be loss of dreams and hopes, various different things, anything that would just overwhelm us. So come along with us and let's have our heart to heart discussion. Hi there, and welcome back to Hope Regained. I'm Christiane Boudreau, your host, and today we're talking about a difficult or touchy topic. We're going to talk about grief and the loss and sadness and being overwhelmed or exhausted and burnt out. I guess we've been talking a lot about positivity, mindfulness, and self awareness, journaling, and charting that course in our life where we're rediscovering our love for life. We're moving forward at finding our happiness again. And as much as I want to stay positive and I really love focusing on positive things, in order to get to that side, sometimes we've got to get through really difficult things. And so, therefore, we need to touch on the subject of how to cope with that and talk about what we might not be comfortable with to get there. That can include grief, anxiety, betrayal. Betrayal can be seen as a loss as well, or exhaustion, feeling overwhelmed with all of these feelings. And it's an important thing to talk about. A lot of us try to hide it or shy away from it or are uncomfortable with it. But to start it out, I think we need to recognize exactly what emotion we're feeling. Do you recognize what emotion you're feeling so that you can start to process it and work through it? In our episode about self awareness and episodes about journaling and understanding all of that and looking within, we get to learn more about ourselves so we can pinpoint each emotion we go through. And during grief and loss, particularly, we go through various stages of emotions. That could be sadness, it could be anger, it can be guilt. There's so much there. So I think we need to pull that apart and process each emotion on its own, give it its own space. And we also have to understand it's okay to feel what you're feeling. It's part of the process. It's acceptance. It's something that we need to look at and say, it's okay. It's ours. Everybody has a different threshold before they're feeling overwhelmed. And there's no judgment. There's no one set right or wrong, or which space is the best. It's more of a matter of understanding where our threshold is and really looking at it and then validating those feelings and being okay where we are. They're ours, nobody else's. So there's no judgment here. And there should never be any judgment to where other people are. Quite often you hear somebody say, get over it. But getting over it is not so simple. It's about learning how to get through it and work through it. And everybody's timelines are different. You need to be okay with yours. I'm okay with mine. And that helps us also pull ourselves up out of it and cope with it. In each situation, we need a different set of coping skills. And what might be something simple and small to somebody else might be much bigger to you. It's not about comparing to one or the other and where it should be on that scale. And we also have to remember that seeking out professional help and therapy is a strength. Self care is important. So, sitting alone with things, there's a time and a place for that. But it's also okay to reach out for help in a safe space. What's safe for you? And that sometimes can be different. You may start reaching out for professional help and decide they're not for me. And that's okay if you decide to switch it up and look for somebody who is okay. This is about your journey, no one else's. Don't suppress your feelings. Use skills and techniques in the here and now. By pushing it back down, it doesn't go away. It'll just come back to haunt you in other ways, which will hurt you. It's not about you being hurt, it's about getting healthy. So I guess I'm not going to proclaim to be an expert in any of this, and nor should anybody else. Therapists are there to give you that outside perspective. They're not connected to you. They don't have those emotional connections. They don't see those sides of you. You get somebody who's completely outside of it. And I have my own story, and I'm going to share some of this with you. I'm going to be open and I'm going to be vulnerable because I find that a strength. When we can share our stories with each other, it helps us connect, it helps us heal. My story is that I've lost two children. I've lost one when he was just a baby many years ago. And that almost crushed me. It destroyed me to the point where I was self sabotaging. I didn't handle it well at all. And I hurt those around me that love me and care for me because I just didn't cope. I suppressed it. I was going through so many other things as well at the same time. And the pain was so unbearable that I just didn't even want to live. I was willing to throw in my life, end it. I couldn't cope. And through that, I hit my rock bottom. And hitting that rock bottom also taught me how to start stepping in my own journey of healing. Now, have I ever gotten over all of that? No, never. You don't come back from it in the sense that you forget about it. It doesn't go away. And the pain and the hurt is still there. It's just not the same. I've learned how to live with it and let it merge with who I am and make it a part of me. In fact, the journey I embarked on afterwards of learning myself and becoming self aware and taking so many steps to be able to breathe again and live again and put the pieces back together led me to a different type of strength. And through that strength, it also, when I hit another big point of loss and lost another son, I was able to cope. I knew who I was. I knew where my pain points were. And in that story of losing my older son later on, a few years later, I turned to a different way to heal. I started stepping out to reach out to others, find others who had been in similar situations to be able to connect with them. And that's what healing was for me. And I also needed to turn the negative and the pain into something positive. And so I started working to reach out to others to help them in the same situation. And in turn, that's how Hope Regained came along, was wanting to find my purpose in life to give some sense of meaning to everything I had been through in my life, to be able to cope with that pain. Is it gone? No, it's still very much there. And there are days where I cry, I sit with it. It doesn't go away. We're 11 years later, and that pain is still very much there. But in order to honor the memory of my son, I live my life to the fullest. The last thing he would want is for me to be sitting in just this deep depth of darkness. I had guilt, so much guilt. And in order to cope with that guilt, I embarked on a journey of learning. And in that learning, I learned how the logical part of the guilt was not mine to own. Now, does the emotional guilt still stay there? Absolutely. It's still there. But the logical guilt helps level it off so I can work through it. And I think that's a lot of the lessons we need to learn to work through it. It's about finding the positive in unbearable pain. I still have other things that happen in life that cause me pain and grief. But having the coping skills and the techniques now, I can get through it. I know I can. There's hope. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. And there is for you too. While the processing happens, we just need to understand what some of the things are to do for ourselves to get through those heavy moments. Deep breathing. Just sometimes if we're crying and we're not in a space where we can let those emotions out safely, we need to take that step back, take a break. Just breathe in, get a moment to separate, step away from those feelings for a moment. We're not saying suppress them. We're just saying ride the wave, take that moment until we're in a safe space to process them. Sometimes that means physical activity, a brisk walk or run, screaming, punching into a pillow, any exertion to release some of the endorphins. With grief also comes anger or, like I said, guilt. Those are all emotions and steps in that whole sadness. It could be losing a relationship that you've had for years, and all of a sudden you're on your own. That's a loss. Losing a job that you loved, downsizing of a company, and ending up having to start all over again. Not only is there the loss, but there's the fear of your financial security. How am I going to pay the bills? It layers complexities on top of that. That's all part of it. And we need to deal with the emotions to be able to cope and put one foot in front of the other. You could reach out to a friend or family and loved ones. They can be your support system. And if you reach out to somebody and they're not quite understanding, don't be afraid to step back and look for it somewhere else. It's about with what you're comfortable with. This is your situation, your grief, or your loss. It's yours to own. And there's no right or wrong way or which option you're going to take. You've got to do what's going to work for you. Journal your emotions. It's another way of venting them, getting them out. It almost releases, it takes it out or off your chest. It releases it a bit. It makes it a bit easier sometimes just to breathe. And then you can come back and look at the words that you've written and process them on a more logical level. It helps you work through them. Don't deny yourself professional therapy if you need it. I'm here and your friends and family are there. But every now and then, professional therapy is what you need too. Don't deny yourself. Don't think that, oh, I'm going to be judged because of it. If somebody wants to judge you, let them. That's theirs. But just like you don't want to judge others, then they shouldn't judge you and vice versa. They can't. They're not in your shoes and you're not in theirs. If they decide to judge, it's their own reason for it. And a lot of times it's because of what they're going through or they're not comfortable with it. And that's fine too. Put the distance. It's okay. Just know where you need to put that space in. It sometimes helps to have an outside perspective. And it's because they're not connected with your emotions or they don't know your history or for whatever the reason, it gives you that differential, that different perspective. It's no specific way of how you should feel or how you should deal with it or the timeline you're going to deal with it in. At the end of the day, it's yours. Again, nobody else's. But I do ask you to try to hold on to some kind of hope. You don't want to get stuck in that darkness. And you really have to think of you and the self care that you need for yourself. It can be difficult in the beginning. Sometimes it's a matter of building a schedule to remind yourself to brush your teeth, put one foot in front of the other, so you can give yourself that pat on the back for the baby steps. Baby steps count. Every little bit counts. And you'll get longer and longer stretches where you can cope until you get to a place where you can actually laugh a little or feel something other than sadness, like happiness. That's what it takes. Those small steps can be empowering and help you propel forward again. And if you're writing down the daily routine just to walk through it and you feel like you're just going through the motions, sometimes that's what it takes. That's okay too. Don't rush yourself. Remember that what you say to yourself, those messages resonate. And I know we did another one about fake it till you make it and positive self talk. Sometimes you need to talk yourself through it too. Again, don't suppress it. Don't push everything down. Just give yourself that pep talk sometimes to get to that next step or get through eating a meal or getting through taking something as simple as a shower. That's what it takes, those baby steps. You will get to the other side. And if you're careful with that messaging and help build yourself up with positive hope, knowing that one day you will get there, be patient with yourself, but one day you will get there. And know that no matter what, I'm here and those that care for you are there. Having that hope can help get you through to the other side. Don't give up. You're worth it. Your life is worth it. To keep going through, there are people who care. I know when I went through my really big spiral down, I hurt those that I love, the ones that I love the most and that love me the most. I can never go back and fix it or change what happened. All I can do is learn and move forward from it. And today, I'm much stronger for it and have the skills. I've done the work and I can sit back and enjoy things in life. Do I still feel the pain and grief? Absolutely. Do I still take 30 minutes sometimes out of a day to just cry and let the tears go? And that's okay too. It's all a part of me and who I am. And it will be a part of you and who you are. You just start to learn to live around it in a different way. It's not about getting over it. It's about learning to live with it, all encompassing. In all honesty, we grow when we get through the tough stuff. It's a part of our journey and growth. We can't avoid it. It's all part of being human. And I want to be there for you. I want to be there, part of your journey. I'm here to walk through whatever I can with you to lift you up. You've got to do the work and you've got to be ready to take those steps. But I'm willing to support you. And I'm sure there are many really good people in your life that want to support you too. To reach out to us, you can find us on www.hoperegain.com and connect through email and contact us. Or you can message me privately through any of our social platforms. Hope Regained is on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. And most of all, with our videos on YouTube, you can find us through the comments section there. We'd love to hear from you. And if you think there's somebody that this could be of help to, please share it with them. We want to reach everybody and let them know there is somebody in the world, whether they know you or not. Because I believe you're worth it, even if I don't know you. We're all worth it. I want to help you rediscover your love for life, even through the painful and yucky bits. And we have these messages every week. So like and subscribe so we can walk alongside you with that journey. I'm looking forward to seeing you next week with maybe something a little bit lighter. Hang in there. You've got this.